What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Steel Bearing Hand, entitled Steel Bearing Hand. This is released on Unholy Anarchy Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Dallas, Texas, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very rebellious, old-school-minded, thrashy style of death metal. Yeah. Steel Bearing Hand is one of those Texas metal outfits that I've been hearing a ton of things about over the years, but I've never really had the fair opportunity to look into this band and know what they're all about. I accredit this to a lot of my friends within the local metal community, but in checking out Steel Bearing Hand, I've definitely learned to appreciate what this band is presenting with their style and their sound. They have a very unique approach to their delivery, pretty much taking a wild cue of variety from many different sources, not just within death metal, but also within thrash, traditional thrash, Teutonic German-style thrash, the first wave of black metal, the new wave of British heavy metal, even stuff like Thin Lizzy or Motorhead to a certain extent. You can hear just a smidgen of influences from all of those certain things. And within all of those influences, this band has put out some pretty sturdy work prior to this album. Most notably, their first couple of demos and the first EP that they did in 2012. Just some really aggressive sounding stuff. I love the vocal delivery. I love the way they sound. They have a good production quality to them. Pretty much a very old school, harkening back to the days of old kind of style. That's what I appreciate about Steel Bearing Hand. And now we have this debut full-length offering. It's only 5 tracks, but it clocks in at around 32 minutes in length, and pretty much every single track that's on here definitely has a story and a journey behind it. But beneath all these lengthy songs lies some very good structuring and balance, and that's what impresses me the most about Steel Bearing Hand, is the fact that they can take any kind of song and they can utilize it and take it full advantage of it and just create something so magical and just something so amazing sounding. I mean, it's very well evidented on tracks like Disenchant, which is pretty much the shortest song on here. It kind of serves as the welcoming balance into some of the more lengthier, epic-styled sort of tracks. And then you get to a track like Kneel Before the Steel, and that's when you really get to see what Steel Bearing Hand is all about. You get to hear all of their influences mashed in and created to deliver something very memorable. And there is a lot of memorable things to hear on that track. I mean, just the run and gun kind of style when it comes to the guitar riffs. I definitely love what's being presented on that song. Very heavy, very powerful. Even the breaks in the song where it seems as if it almost verges on towards wanting to have somewhat of a black metal influence. You can definitely tell that it's there in certain instances and moments. But I definitely feel that more likely than anything, this band's death metal and thrash metal influences shine brightly here. Even to songs like Tyrannical Shadows, I definitely love the songwriting styles and varieties being presented with the guitar riffs on that particular song. I definitely think there is a lot of stuff being well utilized here, and I definitely think that these guys are intelligent songwriters. Bass tone is very good. I definitely appreciate what's being presented here with the tone of it. Very audible and clear. Definitely well worthy of this style and production. That's another thing to point out about this album is the production quality. It definitely has a warm, old school analog sort of feel and vibe to it. I definitely think it feels really nice and definitely suits the style and delivery of the music. But once again, going back to the bass, I definitely think it sounds very awesome to listen to. This drummer that's on here definitely is a beast of a drummer. He definitely has a great pace and speed to him. I love the fact that he utilizes all these great fills and blast beats and D-beat style kind of deliveries. I definitely think this drummer has a ton of variety to him. He definitely maintains a great pace all the way throughout, and definitely doesn't feel tiring to listen to, especially when it comes to this album's lengthy songs. Pretty much there's a lot of variety being presented here with the lengthy songs, and I definitely think this drummer knows how to get the job done. And when it comes to the vocals, I'm definitely loving the vocal approach being presented here. Definitely a smoky, gravelly sort of growl being delivered here. Definitely you have an instance of older to more current black thrash or black death metal sort of sounds with the vocals. I definitely love how he sounds. It's definitely a very well worded and very well enunciated vocal performance. Definitely not too guttural to the point where you can't understand it, but you can definitely hear what he's saying, and definitely you can growl along with him, and definitely pick up the bravado and swagger that he brings into delivering these words. Great vocal delivery, great lyrical content. I definitely think it's awesome stuff to listen to. Definitely adds a bit of machismo to this band's sort of approach. They're pretty much heavy metal bastards, and they know exactly what they're doing. So overall, if you're a fan of heavy metal, death metal, thrash metal, old school black metal, I definitely think Steel Bearing Hand is a band that can appeal to many different fans of extreme metal or music. A lot of variety, a lot of diversity. I think this is a very memorable debut, and even though it's only 5 tracks, it's definitely something to dig deeper into for listening to what this band has to offer in the future. So relish every minute and time you get to spend with this debut. I definitely would say it's worth it, and then some. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Unholy Anarchy Bandcamp page, where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally, and it is available in a limited 12-inch vinyl. Of course, you get this really awesome artwork here. The back artwork is very killer too. Standard black vinyl. You get the little logo here, side 1 and side 2 here, and you get this little sheet with some extended artwork, song titles, lyrics, and thank yous and all of that. It is definitely an impressive package, and I think it sounds phenomenal too. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is Steel Bearing Hand with Steel Bearing Hand. This is released on Unholy Anarchy Records. Definitely pick this up. It is definitely worth owning, and I'm going to give this a very strong 8.5 out of 10. This is definitely a debut that exceeded my expectations, and I look forward to continue hearing and seeing how Steel Bearing Hand decide to evolve their sound. So support Steel Bearing Hand. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, RBHO out.